shit again.
What's good, y'all? What do you do? It is still your boy Cassius Cliff, and I'm still here to talk my shit. Believe that. But before we even get into it, first, again, appreciate all the support I'm getting from all y'all. Continue to tap in, continue to like, share, subscribe, all that good shit. And also, I want to give a couple shout outs to first the Jets fans. I did call y'all out. Y'all handled business. Your team handled business yesterday. So big shout out to y'all. As well as a couple of my homies, Rigby, my man Eddie, both y'all Jets fans. So shout out to y'all. And let's go ahead and get into it, man. That was disgusting. That was shameful. That was deplorable. That was all the big words you want to throw out there that Stephen A likes to use. Whatever you want to say. That shit was bad. Now, even though it was a bad loss, and some may say that it was horrible, some may say it was probably the worst loss that we've had in a long time, especially because we haven't lost to this team ever in their existence. There's still some good things to take from this game. Now, I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it a buck. A couple people, y'all got to hold this L along with me and take it a little more, I would say, to heart, given that we didn't foresee, I ain't having it in the cards to be losing to the New York Jets at all. That was not on my bingo chart, my bingo card, none of that. If you would have asked me, looking at the schedule going into this season, that was an automatic dub, especially when Aaron Rodgers went down. I had no worries. I mean, I said in the last video, I predicted 31-10. Now look at me. I got to explain or even really give reasons as to why I feel like the team probably lost, or really just explain a 20-14 loss to the New York Jets in their stadium. Now, I do have a couple clips I want to get into to kind of help show and really kind of explain why I feel like things went the way that they did, and kind of just give my opinion overall on who should be really holding a lot of this blame and who kind of gets, I guess, a pass for, for the sake of, because we know how football works. It's a team sport. Everybody should, share the blame as well as the glory. For certain people, the way they performed yesterday, man, you got to wake up. Got to show up. Now, right here, first off, the way the game started off, it went pretty well, I would say. Right here, we got a great play call, I feel like. Great play design by Brian Johnson. And the way the drive was starting, I felt like this was prime for us to kind of have the game that I thought we was going to have. We did go down to score. Unfortunately, from where I was sitting, the game that I watched, this was the most creative play that we ran all day. And we didn't even put up points yet. So if you're red flag and you're, what I'm saying, that light bulb is going off in your head saying this could probably be bad, yeah, it's going to get bad. But before it got bad, it was actually good. Now, again, I showed you that last play. That was to set up this first drive touchdown. Or really this first touchdown that we had in the game. If you ask me, and again, I'm not an analyst. I've never called plays in the NFL or even at the college level, high school, none of that. When you're watching this in real time, I didn't think he got the touchdown. Even when they replayed it, it didn't look like he got the touchdown. It had to be decided by the ref. And again, I would never call this freaking play. I would never call this shit. Why? Because you're putting your quarterback at risk, and really, it had to be ruled a touchdown by the ref. That's just recipe for disaster. And really, Jalen was leading the team in terms of rushing yards. Swift pretty much was a no-show, aside from, catching passes. And he had a fumble yesterday, which was uncharacteristic. And really, another reason why we was not able to pull it out against the New York Jets with Zach Wilson at quarterback. Now, this is our second touchdown. And I did mention Swift. Great play by him right here. It's actually before his fumble. But if you look at this play, he made a great catch. He's surrounded by 3 Jets, and he broke a tackle and scored. Now, obviously, as a fan, we hype. We beat in our chest. Great touchdown. That's good shit, obviously. But that was not necessarily It don't look like that was a design play for him to be getting the ball and scoring that touchdown. I ain't see that coming at all. Now, Jalen's best play, this to me is his best play of the game. And again, this is on that first scoring drive. So for you to have your best game on the first drive in which you scored, another red flag. Another red flag. That was a broken play. Well, yeah, pretty much a broken play. The pocket collapse. He's trying to get out. He finds AJ. Great first down, great pass, great catch. That was phenomenal. Now, we went over the good shit. We're going to get to the bad. Now, Lane Johnson did go down. We had a couple guys go down in this game. Lane Johnson went down. Reed Blankenship went down. Eli Ricks went down. And if you know anything about this team when it comes to blocking and really being able to be efficient on offense, we need number 65 out there. And when he went down, we put in Jack Driscoll. He let up more pressures in yesterday's game than Lane Johnson has allowed in 3 seasons. And he let up a sack. And if you look at this play right here, that's him getting spun around like a dreidel. Spun around. And you're supposed to be blocking. I mean, I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know what kind of technique that is. All I know is this is what led to Jalen's second interception. The second one. The first one, that was on Goddard. If you guys saw, it kind of looked like a fumble, but in real time, he didn't hold on to the ball. Quentin Williams make a great play. That's just a great defense doing what they're supposed to do, making great plays. I know they wasn't going to necessarily take it lightly, even though Jalen put up 280 yards. That's cool. But those 3 INTs, obviously, we're going into why those 3 INTs probably can't fall solely on his shoulders, even though he's the one passing the ball. But right here, he's feeling like he has a clean pocket. It is clean for the most part. But Driscoll getting spun around like that, and Jalen not being able to feel that pressure, that led to an easy INT number 2. And as we all know, Jalen was not having the best day yesterday. Because this is with the game on the line. The Jets have 0 timeouts. We're up by 2. And he throws in a double coverage. Now, if you know about my support for this team, my fandom for this team, I've not been the best or biggest supporter of Jalen, especially in the beginning, but especially after last year, the way I wouldn't say make a liar to me, but he definitely made me a believer. Going into this season, obviously I'm believing in my quarterback. And from where I'm sitting and all the games that I've watched him play, this has to be the worst game he's played. I mean, you see the score right there. It's fourth quarter with less than 2 minutes. Again, the Jets have no timeouts. We didn't score a point the entire second half. The Jets did us like how we did the Rams last week. We literally shut them out in the second half. We got shut out in the second half. That's purely unacceptable. So when it comes to blame and really the reason why we were unable to score, sure, Lane Johnson went down. And we know how that impacts our running game and our passing game. We know that. And we know that this is a good defense at its core. But I mentioned in our last video, they were missing the top 3 corners. I also mentioned A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith should have had a field day. A.J. did his part. Again, over 120, 4 games straight. With Smitty with 11 targets, 4 catches on 44 yards and 2 big drops, you just can't have it. You cannot have it. It's like I said, any given Sunday, you don't know what's going to happen. And that reared its head yesterday. We lost to the New York Jets, primetime, in their house, ending our road streak, ending our streak against that franchise. And really just like a very humbling game. I know that I felt way too comfortable going to this game, given what they had going on with their injuries, given the matchup. We held Breece Hall to under 40 yards rushing. Combined, he had like 80 yards. Around 80, 90 yards and a touchdown. But we had him in check. We had Zach Wilson in check. So the defense, they did their job. For the most part, absolutely they did their job. Especially given that we had injuries. But the offense was downright trash, especially after that second touchdown. I don't know what Brian Johnson has to do. I don't know who he needs to call. I don't know if he has lifelines left. He needs to do something. And he's not the only one. Smitty, you got to step it up. Goddard, you got to step it up. Jalen, you got to step it up because the turnovers are only picking up even more. You have 7 INTs right now. Sure, I did explain those 2 INTs. But this one right here, solely on you, bro. Solely on you. But given that, you my dog. You're going to do what you need to do. You're going to bounce back. We're not worried. We're not worried moving forward, even though we do got Miami coming up this week. We do got Miami, and if you know anything about Tyreek Hill, he's having another historic run. But we're not even going to get into Miami just yet, purely because we got to give the Jets their props. We got to hold this L. Yeah, this shit sucks because it's Monday. Like everybody else, you got to work. But you got to work with the stain on you. Feeling heavier on a Monday than usual. And that shit is one of the worst feelings ever. Obviously, it's my first time in this season feeling this way. Even when I'm doing this content, it's the first time having to record a video after a L. It doesn't feel great. But I got to be here and I got to own it. Just like the rest of the fans, just like the team, all of us, we got to own this shit. And I feel that's what makes me feel probably better than other teams and other fan bases. I know how my team's going to respond. I know how my front office should definitely respond. We definitely should be calling any and every team. Can we get a corner? Can we get a safety? Can we get a receiver? Probably a swing tackle. Who knows? But I know how he's on the phones right now. And we'll wait and see how that pans out. But today we got to wear this. I'm not ashamed. I'm just disappointed. And given I'm only disappointed, I know that there's room for improvement. It's going to come. It's going to come. And that's how we're going to leave that. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I know this shit sucks. I know it hurts. But we're going to bounce back. Hey, we'll see soon enough how we can bounce back against Miami. Tap in with your boy. Till next time.